Okay, so palmately compound leaves, and the leaflets are attached at a common point, that is tip of the petiole, as in seal cotton, and neem, that is pinnately compound leaf, as you know. So this is it, like types of leaves. In phyllotaxy, the arrangement of leaves on stem or branch, and there is three types: alternate, opposite, and walled in Austonia. Okay, more than two leaves arise at the node, and opposite, guava and calotropes. Each node has pair of leaves. Okay, pair of leaves, and the alternate, um, single leaf at each node, that is alternate. A China rose, mustard, and sunflower. China rose, mustard, and sunflower. So this is phyllotaxy. Then see in the diagram, alternate, then opposite, then walled, then inflorescence, that is arrangement of flowers on the floral axis is inflorescence. Now flower is a modified shoot, where shoot apical meristem changes to floral meristem, in which when the internodes do not elongate and the axis gets condensed. Okay. um, Walls appendages form successive at succession instead of leaves. Okay, so when shoot tips transforms into flower, it is always solitary. Now if flower is continue to grow or not depends upon, like, two types of inflorescence, that racemose, cymose. In racemose, main axis continues to grow, the flowers born acropetal succession. Cymose, the flowers terminates in limited growth and basipetal order. Now flower. There is like, okay, a typical flower has four different kinds of whorls present on swollen end, and the swollen end that has like stalk or pedicel, called the thalamus or receptacle. Okay, and stalk or receptacle. Now the calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla, these are accessory, and androecium and gynoecium, these are reproductive. In some flowers like lily, calyx and corolla not distinct, they are perianth. And when flower, now flower can be bisexual and unisexual. In bisexual, both androecium and gynoecium, male reproductive structure, female reproductive structure present at the same flower. Bisexual, and then unisexual, either only stamens or only carpels. Okay, now on the basis of symmetry, flowers can be actinomorphic, that is radial; zygomorphic, that is bilateral; inactinomorphic, example mustard, datura, chili; in zygomorphic, pea, bean, cassia, and gulmohar; the asymmetric, that is canna; and now actinomorphic, like a radial symmetry, any plane that can divide; and zygomorphic, in particular one vertical plane that divide into two, that is zygomorphic. Asymmetric, like any vertical plane, it just does not divide. Now flower trimerous, tetramerous, pentamerous, based on the floral appendages in multiple 3, 4, or 5. Now flowers have bracts. Bracts are the reduced leaf found at the base of the pedicel. What is pedicel? It is a stalk, that is thalamus or a receptacle. It is a kind of swollen end of a flower. Okay. So okay, at the base of the stalk, thalamus or receptacle, and the base of the pedicel, like there is bracteate, and without bracts, that is reduced leaf, they are ebracteate. Flowers are hypogamous, perigynous, epigynous. The first diagram is for hypogamous, in which ovary is superior. Examples are mustard, China rose, and brinjal. And the other floral parts situated below it. And in perigynous, like plum, rose, peach, the ovary is half inferior, and the flower are located. The gynoecium is situated at the center, and other parts of the flower are located on the rim of the thalamus, almost at the same level. And epigynous, when ovary is inferior. Examples: guava, cucumber, and ray florets of sunflower. And um, the the ovary is completely fused, and other floral parts arise above the ovary. Now parts of flower, that is calyx, corolla. Now calyx, these are sepals; corolla, these are petals. These are like attractive, and calyx they are green in color. And now there is gamosepalous when sepals are united, and polysepalous their sepals are free, same in gamopetalous their petals are united. Polypetalous when petals are free. There are various shapes of corolla. Then ostivation mode of arrangement of sepals or petals in floral bud with respect to the other members of the same wall, that is calyx to calyx, corolla to corolla. This is ostivation. Types of ostivation are valvate, twisted, imbricate, and maxillary. In valvate, example calotropes, when sepals and petals they just touch one another at the margin, do not overlap, and twisted if the overlap is continuous, that next one, and so on. Okay, examples is China rose, lady's finger, and cotton. So China rose, lady's finger, and cotton is twisted and imbricate when the sepals and petals overlap one another but not in any particular direction, as in cassia and gulmohar. Okay, cassia and gulmohar, right? So cassia and gulmohar, the distribution is imbricate, and when the vexillary and papillonosia, example in pea and bean flowers, 5 petals, the largest standard overlap the 2 lateral petals. These are wings, and which in turn overlap 2 smallest anterior petals. These are keel. So this is vexillary papillonosia. Examples you see. First one is the velvet, second one is the twisted, third one is the imbricate, and fourth one is the vexillary. You see in the diagram. Now there is like androecium, the male reproductive structure of flower, composed of stamens. These are male reproductive organs, and they have stalk, filament, or anther. Now, anther is bilobed. Each lobe has 2 chambers. They have the pollen sacs. Now pollen grains are produced in them. Now sterile stamen is called the staminode. So sterile stamen is a staminode. Okay, now these stamens can be like free, or when the stamens are attached to petals they are epipetalous, example brinjal, and epiphyllous when perian. Okay, and the flowers of lily. Okay, now the polyandrous when stamens are free or united. Now when they united into bundles, now one bundle monodelphous, in China rose diadelphous, 2 bundles, in pea if more than 2 bundles, then polyadelphous in citrus. And this variation in length of the filaments of the stamens within a flower is salvinia and mustard. Now gynoecium, they are the ovary, stigma, and style. Ovary is the basal part, then stigma, and there is style. Stigma for the tip for the platform for germination. Style is the elongated structure between ovary and stigma. And placenta, it is a cushion like flattened structure where ovules are attached. Now type of placentation, how ovules are attached to the placenta. There are like marginal, axial, parietal, free central, then basal. In marginal placentation there is a ridge along the ventral suture of the ovary, and ovules are borne on this ridge forming 2 rows in P. So when placenta is axial, the ovules are attached into in multilocular ovary. These are axial, China rose, tomato, and lemon. Parietal, when ovules on the inner wall of the ovary or on peripheral part. Now ovary can be one chambered, but it becomes 2 chambered due to formation of false septum in mustard and arjumon. So these are like parietal, and there is false septum also. Okay, now when the ovules are born on central axis, the septa are absent. Dianthus and primrose, that is phi central. Okay, so dianthus and primrose, that is phi central. Now basal placentation, when at the base of the ovary a single ovule is attached to it. So in sunflower and marigold, so sunflower and marigold, these are basal placentation. So these are like first one marginal, second one is axial, then third one is parietal, fourth one is phi central. Dianthus and primrose, and then parietal is arjumon and mustard, and basal, that is sunflower and marigold, as you see. And then there is when the carpels are present more than one, like maybe free in lotus and rose, and these are apocarpus. And then when they are syncarpus, that is mustard and tomato, they are fused. So syncarpus, mustard and tomato, and lotus and rose, these are apocarpus. Now after fertilization, seeds oils develop into seeds and ovary matures into a fruit. Now